What's up, you guys? It's Matt here. So we have about an hour until the market closes, so anything could happen. But I wanted to talk about what's going on right now because things are looking pretty great. And I received some messages from people saying that they were making some moves here and making some selling points here, and I don't believe it's going to go above this point, and I believe it's over, and all this other stuff. And I wanted to kind of address that really, and they kind of wanted to get the an understanding of where my head is and what I decided to do because most people don't hear much about AMC from me. Um, Lately, because I've been talking about the crypto market and there's a lot of positions in the crypto market, but I still hold my AMC positions. I still hold 908 AMC positions over in Webull, and I still hold 125 shares in Fidelity in my Roth IRA. I actually recently bought 25 more shares, and then maybe 3 weeks before that, when it was around $15, I decided to buy 75 shares. So I have a total of 125 shares that I bought recently, as we did see this larger drop down from the level of like 76 all the way down to where it was at its lows. So I wanted to talk about AMC a little bit and break down my feelings about AMC as well as looking at all of the positions or all the movement that we've seen today because it's quite a bit of movement. So before we get started, guys, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. If you want some updates on stock related stuff, you can definitely hit me up on Twitter at Perry8K over on Twitter. You can also hit up the Discord group, which we do have a lot of information in there. We just talk a lot of cryptocurrency as of right now because the stock market hasn't been moving lately, but today is different. So let's go ahead and dive into it. I think we're going to start with the Ortex data and the chart exchange data. That's where I usually like to start. So if we start there and we actually just scroll up, I guess a little bit. Can I scroll up or do I have to bring myself down? There we go. Just make myself smaller. You can see here that the short interest of free float is around 21%, or really around the same. You haven't really seen much of um, a change in this from the past couple of weeks. We've been seeing around 21% ish. I've been looking at it off and on, but I've been seeing it around 21% every time I look at it. You can see the borrowed shares are about 2.36 million, return shares 1.33 million today. You do have shares on loan of 137.91 million, almost 138, almost 140 million shares on loan, which is crazy. Utilization is maxed out at 100. So obviously, this is still showing massive data when it comes to our side, massive support for our side for the people that are investing in this position and not shorting the position. So yeah, you can look at that and get one side of it, but also you have another picture. And this is a picture I always like to paint to people is that not only are they shorting it and holding those shorts, they're also shorting it off and on each day. You can see the amount of volume that's going through each day. And basically in the last 30 days, 60%, 62% of the volume has been short. This is not accounting for the just sold shares. You're looking at the shorted shares. That's if you decide to short the shares and then you have to, buy those back and all of that. And then you reshort and all this other stuff. Like you're basically shorting it over and over and over again to create jabs and create negative opportunities. And as people start to sell based on that negative opportunities, you're shorting more to make more people sell. And that's really the instance that we do see there. And, they just like to do that. So 62% shows a great picture of what's actually going on, whether it's at higher volume, some of these days at higher volume. This day that had 140 million shares that was reported versus the 86 million in short volume, which is absolutely crazy, right? So we know that they're obviously shorting it off and on, and they just keep jabbing at us with short positions that it's just creating negative activity. But today was a different story. If we go into what actually is going on in the chart today, you're going to see here, if you look down here, this is the activity today. And I thought maybe we would see a little bit of a pullback, and I thought this was the start of it, getting up to 26. But that wasn't the start of it. Actually, in the beginning, I thought this was the start of it. I was like, all right, they're not going to let this go above this point. And then we started to see a little bit of a breakout. And this is exactly what I was calling for. I don't want to say I was right. I don't want to say that I'm right here, but I'm right, right. I looked at how the chart was moving, the bounce off of really the 200 EMA, and then seeing that jump up to gather itself back to the 15 moving average was key, was 100% key. And I knew that was going to happen. I knew we were going to see some sort of activity there, that was really, following it. And I understand that, you're looking at more of a closer view, closer to the chest view when you look at that indicator. But I knew that we were going to see some sign of life. I knew that we were going to be able to get this back to normal. And I thought this was going to happen this week sometime. I didn't think it was going to happen this early on. I didn't think it was going to happen on Monday. I thought it was going to be like maybe Monday or Tuesday, or, end up pushing out to like Thursday. We might see some negative activity in there. And just understand we might see this still pull back. But the point is that it got up to the 15 moving average, which we can see a resistance from. And the funny thing is we already have seen that resistance. And now we're starting to see that breakout, because the 15 moving average shows a price of around 26, like 20 something. I can't remember exactly what the price is because it won't let me get in there, but 26 something, and we're surpassing that. I'm now past my cost basis and overall cost basis. I'm way past it, because if I bought my 125 shares at a lower point, my cost basis, my whole cost basis, is a lot lower than 26. But my original cost basis is 26. I'm still holding 908 shares within this position, and I just want to let you guys know, yeah, 908 shares at $26.38. So I am past my cost basis, as you do see there. So it's definitely a good instance that we see that there. We can see as we look into a lot of the orders, there's a ton of orders coming through right now around that 2670 mark. So there's a lot of volume going through this position, and I'm insanely happy with everything that's going on today, and that's been going on for the past, I guess, couple of days. We've been seeing this start to make moves, but if we look at the day, it increased very, very rapidly. It stayed on track, didn't fall back down to the 200 EMA. We've seen it touch the VWAP for a little bit, but then create more activity, more upward activity throughout the rest of the day. And now you could see it obviously increasing above and increasing to 27. And we're looking at 33% of an increase today. This is phenomenal movement. This is what I'm excited about. And a lot of people will tell me, hey, this is not going to make its moves. And I will have to tell you that I totally do disagree. As we look into what's going on in AMC, everything that's behind the scenes, also looking at how many people, how many retail traders are holding AMC versus how much is being shorted, it just doesn't make sense to me that this would pull back this far. I understand that we can see a retracement, but the retracement, or majority of the retracement, was because the entire market was pulling back based on institutional investors making these moves out of their positions because of everything that was going on in the world, whether it was inflation, whether it was the Ukraine situation, or whatever, right? Now we're starting to see positivity go through a lot of these positions that are actually heavily shorted, right? You see SOS, you see GME making a move, you see actually not heavily shorted, but sort of a partnership right here with HYMC up 81%. So the point is that we're seeing it past this 200 EMA, and that's what I expected. I expected February to be a good month, and I called that, and March to be a good month to follow. Now, did I think we were going to see this ultimately hit the 200 EMA at maybe the 25th? I didn't think we would see that on the 25th, because right now we're up 35%, which I did not expect. Now, can it still come back? Yes, we could still see some form of a retracement, and we could see that pull back down. But the point is that it reached that 200 EMA, surpassed that 200 EMA or 15 moving average, and hopefully we can see that run up from there. But things are looking really, really good, looking really, really smooth. I'm excited to see where this can go and where this will be by the end of the year, because we need to see some sort of a bull run in the stock market. The stock market has been negative for way too long. How many days or how many months has this been down? How many months has this been falling? How many months has this had a ton of negative activity or shorting activity going through it? And now we're starting to see a lot of volume go through this position. 177 million shares of volume go through this position. It's time. I'm telling you, it's time, and I'm excited to see what this can be and everything else that people invested into the stock market, to see where those things can go. But make sure you guys hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell for more videos like this one. Let me know what you think about AMC and everything that it has going for it. If you believe what I'm saying, if I was right, feel free to lift me up a bit, because sometimes I feel like I may be wrong in cases. Sometimes I feel like I may be right in cases, but don't get the recognition. So let me know if you feel like I was right, because I did call this talking about how we would see February as a positive month, March would be a more positive month, and we would find a way to get back up to that 15 moving average, which is definitely a large point when you look at the monthly view. But yeah, up 35%. Make sure you guys hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. I don't know what will be by the time you see this video, but hopefully it's way higher. Hopefully we're touching that $30 price point, but you never really know. So again, hit the like button, and I'll catch you in the next one.